Stop watching DPS meters and start having fun instead, because you are missing out on a lot of fun. You won't see the beautiful world, you won't hear the cool sound effects your class is making, and really, most of the time, DPS meters don't really matter. And when I say don't matter, I will preface this once and only once. DPS meters are okay for competitive players focused on beating their adversaries in any content whatsoever.
But even those players will be losing out on a lot. It's fine to want to perform, but people have forgotten what it meant for the game to be fun.
You log into a character, let's say a Tauren warrior, you pop open your transmog mount, or I don't know, visit the Xmog NPC and, let's get this guy in some traditional Tauren gear, or make him support his favorite dragonflight team, or just go stupid with the looks. Why wouldn't I want to look at my character in combat? Notice my spell animations. This Tauren warrior slams with fury and rage and absolutely destroys the mobs through sheer might and grit. And you can see it, you can hear it. How much damage are you doing? How about looking at those fat crits on the screen? What feels better when playing a heavy mortal strike build? A number in the corner saying you did some millions of damage over the course of 30 minutes and 300 killed monsters? Or a big number slapping you in the face whenever you press Mortal Strike, you hear the BAM and you see the number? Which one connects you to your character more? And if this immersion is useless, why not play stocks or trading, where reacting to numbers and colors make you money? Why play WoW? And this is even more obvious when you decide to hop on an alt. If it's a new one you haven't played, imagine everything it comes with and you being lost in the background of data, guides, and DPS meters. You could be discovering new ways to play, builds, and abilities that guides tell you to not take. When was the last time you hopped behind the wheel of a new spec and explored its world? The spell animations from visual to auditory. If you have never played Enhancement Shaman or Elemental even, do yourself a favor and log into one. When you press your lightning and earth skills, you will hear the sounds of thunder and earthquakes. Like, seriously? And you are willing to give all of this up in favor of colored bars on your screen telling you if you are doing your rotation right? And sounds moving you left and right like a nice little puppet? I mean, at this point, you might just be a puppet of add-ons. All of this focus on data will serve to disconnect you from the game, and it unfortunately doesn't stop at details and damage meters. Weak auras and other add-ons do this as well. You just don't appreciate the subtle animations that devs created to tell you when you get that proc. Just look at this. This means you can press Storm Strike because Stormbringer, the passive, triggered it. The information you need is more or less on the screen, but you ignore it and it goes double for actual NPCs and PvE combat in general. The bosses in WoW have been designed pretty smart, and all of their attacks are telegraphed both visually and auditory. If you don't see the guy lifting up his arms to slam the ground, you hear him yell out his next attack, like in the animes.
Impudent mortals! If death is what you seek, I shall grant it!
And you could say you can just watch the ground effects that signal where the big bad is going to be. Really? Ground spell effects become harder to notice when an add-on shoves a text down your throat telling you to move, and it overall breaks the immersion and transforms WoW into a react to colors, react to text, react to lights on your screen type of game.
I'm gonna press Convoke now. And really, that's just all there is to it.
So many other games have difficult encounters with minimal to no information added for the player. A good example is Elden Ring and the Souls game in general. Sure, it's a different genre, and we cannot afford to die and die again in WoW like you do in these games. but I'd say that's a load of crap. I have died more on one progression boss in WoW than multiple Souls bosses combined. The concept of learning the pattern and outplaying the encounter is 100% possible in WoW. It's just that you don't see it when you are reading the eulogy of Mr. Deadly Boss Mods and his 2 Wigs kids, Big and Little. And for the one that says you need information presented on the screen to beat an encounter, I present you with God of War and the fights with the Valkyries. This is a perfect combination of Souls-like combat when you have to observe and learn the attacks of your enemies or you die, and an MMO-like UI incredibly simplified to tell you the information you actually need. Look, here is your health and resource, and this is the enemy health and debuffs you applied. The rest is the combat. I understand that we cannot reduce WoW's UI to that of a single-player RPG, but it's a long freaking cry from God of War's heads-up display to whatever spawn of Satan this is. And the kicker is, you can actually do this in WoW. And how much you wanna bet you would have more combat fun learning the mechanics, you would be more engrossed in the world. What am I saying? You can just ask the player base of each of these games, which is around 10 times as big as the one from Dragonflight. Maybe there's something there. What's the point of playing a pretty fantasy game if you don't look at the pretty and focus on the numbers instead? DPS meters, weak auras, or other add-ons narrows your brain to only think about yourself and other people as just numbers. I am a 180k overall destruction warlock, and that guy is a 220k red paladin, and this can ruin other aspects of the game for you, like the social aspect we have been complaining it's missing for years. It's no surprise that elitism flourishes whenever you can flaunt it in chat for everyone to see. It creates toxicity and meta in a bad way, where you might not be able to play the spec you want if the spec isn't meta, because people know that its DPS is shite. And let's be honest, how many of the most fun players to play with are those who obsess over their overall DPS? At the end of the day, absurd focus on numbers makes you unable to play with fun people that goof around, sure, but are a blast on comms and a good vibe for the raid. Hey, I'm not saying the DPS sucks. Where is the sense of wonder? Why not log in, listen to the music, the wind blowing, the leaves dancing, engage with the world and be a part of it? For how much we complain that the world is boring, we treat most of it as raw data. You are not the programmer. Let your imagination roam. Azeroth is a breathtaking world, and it created some of the most memorable moments in WoW.
The internet is really great.
And absolutely none of them revolved around how much damage that one mage was doing.
Alright, thumbs up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Dragons!
Not even when you accidentally one-shot that mob because the crit was so big. Nor when you saved that new friend from dying with a clutch lay on hands. Yeah, you know who you are. And this is the truth about what everyone is missing out whenever they substitute world immersion, visual and sound effects with a matrix of data on the screen. And speaking of the truth, if you thought that this was what Dragonflight is really about, then prepare to have your world shaken to its core, because we have uncovered the truth about playing WoW today, right here in this video. Click it, watch it, bye!